Hey, good morning and welcome to Breakthrough Walls. I'm Ken Walls and I am your host, and I am super excited. I just learned something in the last 3 minutes about that. My wife is apparently obsessed with my guest and her children. So I want to welcome Marie Cochran to the show. Marie, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Ken, for having me. That just blessed me so much for her to say that. Like, I'm on a cloud right now.
I didn't even know. I had no idea that she followed you. So and she knows your kids' names. I don't even know.
Right.
Like, I'm not that good. She's good at remembering names, though. But
Right.
let's talk about, like, first off, you are absolutely amazing. Let me check a setting here real fast.
Okay.
I want to make sure that this thing is out because sometimes the settings get a little whopper jawed. So, okay, I think, yep, we're good. We're good. So with the okay, so I told you I started this show to bless other people, to help other people, because look, we all have been stuck in life where we hit that wall and we don't know how to get through it. We don't know what to do, and a lot of people stay stuck there. Have you
Hmm.
seen that in life?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So this is about helping people have a breakthrough. And
Hmm.
I truly believe, because I've watched y'all for a while now, you guys are unbelievable. So when I say you guys, I'm talking about you, your husband, your family. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Let's start with talking about where you were born and raised.
So I was born in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh,
Yes, my family is from Haiti. So my parents came down and they finished high school, went to college, all that good stuff, and started the family here. I lived in Haiti for a few years when my mom went back and started an orphanage and then came back to Jacksonville.
oh, what? Hold it. That went fast. Your mom went back to Haiti and started an orphanage?
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my gosh. What was
Yep.
that like?
It was, I tell people in my networking group that I have 38 brothers and sisters because
Uh,
she went back down over the course of her ministry. She adopted them, and the way that she ran the children's home was we were just in a big house, and everyone was together, and they called her mom, and it was just one big family, and it was every story was different from how we got the children. Some of them were on the brink of dying from starvation. Some of
oh,
them, their parents died and family members were rallying together to try to get them one container of formula, but
wow.
it was everything. Like she caught a lot of slack actually for even taking us back to Haiti
Yeah.
because of opportunities that are obviously here to start the ministry, but it's actually the part of my life that I definitely wouldn't touch if I could do it all over again.
I love that. We'll talk offline, but I have a really good friend that's the CEO of a big nonprofit organization where he actually helps Haitians set up. You know how they have a lot of street vendors that sell,
Right.
right? He helps Haitians set up little micro businesses selling shoes.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a big thing. So yeah, I mean it's a huge operation. And he's in
Wow.
Florida. He's up in Orlando. So yeah, I'll have to connect you guys. But
Absolutely.
yeah, he's amazing. But anyway, so you grew up in Jacksonville. You went to school there. Did you
Yes.
ever go to Haiti for any, like, extended period of time to live there?
We did when my mom started the orphanage.
Okay.
So, and then we came back to Jacksonville because, scholarships was the only way. I mean, she's a missionary. My dad was a pastor. So the only way for me to go to college was going to be through scholarship. So we came back, and finished high school here and then went on to college.
Okay. Now, what kind of a scholarship?
I got a full ride actually through the former owners of the Jaguar. football team. See, I'm really good at sports, right? The Jacksonville Jaguars, the former owners were the Weavers, and I got a full ride academic scholarship with them.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So you went to college then. Where did you go?
I went to University of North Florida and got a 4-year degree in health admin and a minor in health education.
Okay.
Didn't never use it. Didn't never.
Right. Well, you already answered my next question then. How valuable was that degree to you in life? Right.
Well, it was valuable in understanding perseverance and grit and just doing something just because it's before you and not backing out from it. I would say, that.
Yeah.
It was beautiful to have that experience, but by the time I graduated, I had already started my business at like 17. It was actually what got me through college. And so it was like, stay home and make twice as much or go to work for somebody and get told what to do. So.
And you were like, that ain't happening.
That's right.
Okay, so you started your own business while in college, and
right.
and we're having a little bit of a hiccup with the internet. I don't know if it's on your end or mine, but whatever, it's fine. We'll get through it. You just keep freezing up, just as little moments here and there, but we'll get through it. So you went to college. Let me ask you this, because I look at you, and we've been friends on Facebook for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, I don't even know how long, for a while, right? So
right.
I look at you, and we always put our best stuff online, right?
Yeah.
We don't put the arguments and the fighting, and I'm kidding,
right.
but so I look at you and I think, okay, here's this really beautiful, smiling woman with these beautiful children, amazing husband, and everything is absolutely perfect. She's never done anything wrong, never gotten in trouble at all. And I just need to know, is that true?
My life, I would say that I get a lot of feedback in that where people think that I am, and I really don't do a lot, so it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I did get, even as a pastor's daughter, because sometimes we get a really bad rep, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't. I actually struggled with just wanting to be that people pleaser. I wanted, so I lived my life just trying to, make everybody happy. So I don't have any fun stories really at all.
You didn't get in trouble in college or anything? Nothing?
No.
You just put your head down, you studied, you got through it, and oh my gosh, wow. You and my wife are a lot alike. So I'm like, really? You've never smoked pot? And she's like, no. I'm like, what the heck? Who can say that? I'm just kidding.
Right.
So, I mean, I didn't either.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, so you started this business while you were in college. Let's talk about that. What was it?
So my first business was just was as a beautician. So I just took myself through college. I supported myself and my sister, who was about 13 months younger than me, because our parents were in Haiti with our younger siblings and all the other children that they were taking care of.
Gosh.
So we were here and we were just working our way through. So I would book clients from Thursday evening till Monday morning. I would work from 4 a.m. till about 11 o'clock at night. It was a great business, though, I must say. I was making a lot more than the average college student, for sure.
Right. And this was doing hair?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was awesome. I specialized in something, and it was very highly sought after in my area, and I was booked out 4 months in advance. It was great.
Oh my gosh. So you did that all the way through college?
All the way through college. Yeah, they got me into my first home. I went through, once I graduated, I was like, I'm not going to work, right? Like, this makes no sense.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So okay, so now I have a question about the Haitian connection. Is there, and because I've never been to Haiti, so I don't know. Is it a different language or do they speak English?
Oh, it's a different language. We were colonized by the French, so the official language is French, but the
Oh,
natives speak Haitian Creole.
really? And
Yes,
you speak it, I'm sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, my wife speaks French.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay, well that's good to know. And you have no accent at all, like, but do your parents?
Really?
None, no, zero.
Wow.
Not that I
But
detect. So
my parents have an accent.
do
I
they?
think once I get a little passionate, sometimes it creeps out a little bit.
Is that, do you call passion? Is that like a replacement word for anger?
It's hard to tell. Like, sometimes I remember in college, whenever I did presentations, and this is where I should have noticed that my speaker skills were. But whenever I did presentations in college, of course, it'd always be on something I was passionate about.
Yeah.
And when it came to the end, like asking questions or anything, nobody had questions. It was like they were afraid to challenge me, and it wasn't like I was trying to be me, but I think my level of passion kind of made people like, whoa.
Wow, that's awesome. So, okay, so you were doing hair. You were a cosmetologist. Now,
Right.
hold it. Didn't that require licensing?
No, not for what I did.
Oh,
Not for
really?
what I didn't mess with any chemicals or anything like that.
I got you.
Uh,
Wow. So you didn't go to beauty school.
no.
Wow.
And I'm probably
Okay.
making about, I mean, at that time for a 17-year-old to be making 200 to 250 a day was pretty good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Right.
So you come out of college, you've got this business raging, right? And like what so I know you're not still a beautician, like, right?
No.
You're not doing that anymore. So what happened next? Where did it all go from there? Because
Well,
okay, you come out of college, you got to be what, 20, 21, 22?
yes,
Okay.
22.
Okay. What happened next?
So I was 9 months pregnant, graduating.
Oh, wow.
Right. We got married when I was 20.
Oh my
So
gosh.
while I was in college, I got married. My husband was in the military, so he was away. And then once he did his 4 years and his 2 reserve years. And so then he came back to Jacksonville, and Nathan was on the way. That's my oldest son.
Uh-huh.
And that's where I made the decision to just basically stay home because I wanted to be the biggest influence in their lives. Like, I didn't have any intention on sending them to school. And of course, first baby, right? I wanted to be completely hands-on.
Yeah.
So I just worked from home all the way through my third child.
Wow. And you did the beautician thing that whole time.
I did.
Wow. Okay, so and so at some point, now how many children do you guys have?
We have 3 children.
Three. Okay. Okay. My wife probably could have answered that. Like, it sounds like she might know.
Right.
So so okay, so you guys got married at 20 years old, or you were
Yes.
20, and you had 3 kids, and this college degree that you're not using,
Right.
right? So what was next? What happened? Like what? I mean, because at some point you shifted gears, and
Right.
I'm curious at what point that was, and was there a catalyst? Was there a point where you're like, okay, we got this got to change right here.
Absolutely. So one thing I should mention is my husband and I, we met with a passion for real estate, right? So we were the ones who love the idea, the dream of buying property and selling it or keeping it. So throughout that time, we were dibbling and dabbling in different things, trying to figure it out, right, as a
Yeah.
young couple.
Right.
And I got to a point where after my third child, I was running that business. We had a catering business. We're like serial entrepreneurs. So, we had so many things going on. And I remember seeing a picture of myself. And it was a friend of mine who had taken the picture, and she posted it on social media. And so when I saw the picture, it would not, let's just say it would have not been a picture that I would have approved. Okay.
Oh.
So what I saw was everything that I didn't want to be in that picture. Okay. I had my youngest on my hip. I was overweight. I didn't look like the successful person that I felt like I could have been or I should have been at that point in my life for everything that we've been doing. Right.
Right.
So I realized that I was stuck. Right. Like you talk about like this show, breaking through walls, breaking through the walls.
Yeah.
It's all about helping people get through that. And I realized that I was stuck at apologizing to people, and I was stuck at asking for permission. So I had never given myself that permission, and I'd never stopped apologizing about who I am, or even, playing my brilliance down because of what I thought other people would have felt. So I took it upon myself to say, you know what? Something has to give, right? Like, this is it, right? I'm going to shut the fear up and now go into my next level. So that's when I completely started the transformation process.
But like, okay, let back up for a second, because you said that you weren't the person that you knew that you could be, and that you were stuck in apologizing to people. What's that mean? Well,
it means that growing up, my father, he is a brilliant man, and he has a lot of influence, right? And unfortunately, in the house, because of all the influence he had an image to protect, and in the house, we had a different experience behind closed doors, and so, he was very controlling. Yeah. He wanted to look a certain way. We had to act a certain way. So that's where the people pleasing came in. So I was like basically whoever he wanted me to be. And after even I left his home, I was whoever I felt you want me to be, or my husband wanted me to be, or my mom, or my siblings. Like, I was just stuck in that place of not truly being myself, but just I try to figure out as soon as possible what it is you liked about me and drill that in, right? Just completely go being that person.
Wow. And you had this realization.
Yes.
Like you had the awakening. And at what age did that happen?
This happened, my daughter was just born, so about 6 years ago. So I was about 20.
Oh, you don't have to tell us your age.
I have nothing to hide.
Oh, good. So you were what? About 20-something?
27.
I mean, I'm going to get hate mail now. I can't believe you asked a woman her age. I didn't ask your age. I just meant, how old were you when you had
right.
the awakening, and 27.
Right.
So what happened at that point?
So I decided, I didn't know where I was going, to be honest with you, but I did know that where I was in life was not okay. Like, it made no sense for me to be on this planet, right? And to be raising a family and not truly being myself. Like, at what point, right? Like, yeah. I got frustrated. At what point was I going to start living my life? Like, the ideas and the dreams and the goals that I had, I was like, it's ridiculous. It's not helping me. It's not helping me trying to please everybody else. Right. When I look at this picture of myself and I realize that I don't even know who that is.
Right. Right. Wow. So what was okay. I see. I do some coaching. It's normally social media or business coaching, right? And I know you do a lot of coaching. And I you see a lot of I've seen a lot of very younger people offering coaching services, and I'm thinking,
Right.
but what have you actually done? What have you been
Right.
through? Like, right? So,
Right.
what is it that, what is it that like you did? What were the steps you took? Because you didn't just go, well, hey, this isn't where I want to be, so I'm going to start coaching. It was more
Right.
like, what happened? What was the first step when you had this wake up call?
You ask great questions, by the way, Ken.
Oh, well, thanks.
So what I did first was I started with myself. I kind of did an inventory to kind of see where it was that I was lacking. So as a believer, I went to there's something called the fruit of the spirit, right? So there's several different characteristics of the fruit of the spirit. So I went and I kind of did an inventory of what is it that I was not applying in myself, because that was one of my biggest things with my father. Once throughout over time, I learned that it wasn't necessarily that he was intentional or trying to be how he was. It was just poor leadership. He didn't know the things that I came to learn through the John Maxwell program about what leadership really means, the laws of leadership. So some of those areas were just lacking. So I started with myself. I wanted to know what was it inside of me that was causing me to act like this, to think like I was, and to be at the place that I was. And that's really what transformed everything, which is what I do with other people now. I don't profess to be anything more than a mindset coach, because it was my mindset that was killing me. My company is Relentless Winning Mindset, and that's because I had a relentless losing one.
But you didn't, it's like, I'm 16 years sober. And prior to that, I had other people say, dude, you drink way too much. I'm like, yeah, I get out of control once in a while, right? But I didn't really know that I was a raging alcoholic, right? It was this epiphany moment where I woke up and I'm like, oh no, I'm a raging alcoholic and I got to do something. Like, most people are going through, not most, a lot of people, probably most, but I won't do that. But a lot of people are just going through life, going through the motions, doing their job or doing their business even. Maybe they are an entrepreneur, but they're not really winning, right? And there's a lot of people that are putting out a perception that they're winning to the world, but they're not really winning. Deep down inside, they're dying on the inside.
Right.
What do you think, in your opinion, is keeping most people stuck there?
So it's several things. I started coaching maybe a year after my personal journey.
Yeah.
Because I definitely wanted to go through it and find the success. And when I started winning, I can't say like I got to the height of my success, because I'm still not there, right? Like there's so much more that I want to accomplish. But I realized that it's different depending on where they are. Sometimes it's what they're feeding themselves. That's what it was for me. I didn't need a bully in my life because I was my biggest bully, right? I would tear myself down. I didn't need anyone's help.
Right.
To ourselves is a huge part of it. Our environment is another big part of it. And I would also say just the lack of knowledge. Like we don't know what we don't know. And when you don't think that more is available for you, then you kind of stay there and you think like that's how it's supposed to be. Right. I didn't realize it either. I thought I was pretty successful until I saw that picture. And I'm like, who's that? To go out of college and to be able to have your own business. I had my children. I was homeschooling at that point. We purchased our home for our honeymoon gift to ourselves. We were doing pretty good, like based on what some people would think.
Yeah.
But when I did that self-inventory, when I was looking at my own life, I knew that there was so much more potential inside of me. Right. So wow. I was like, no, this isn't it. And I think that sometimes we're just not aware of that.
But don't you think that most people, and maybe I'm wrong. I think this though. I think that most people know there's something more, right?
True.
Most people know that, like that feeling. You know what I'm
Right.
talking about? Under the xiphoid process, you get that feeling that man, I'm not like, but they're not going for it. So it's the fear, right? And
Yes.
and I love you. Show everybody your shirt. Hold on, let me go full screen. Hold on. All right, there. Look at that. What's that say?
Shut the fear up.
Shut the fear up. I love that. And you coined that phrase.
I did. I registered and trademarked it within 2 weeks.
Oh, did you really?
I
You
did.
trademarked it?
I did.
You go, girl. See, that's what I'm talking about. So you decided one day, like, being a beautician, having the kid on my hip and overweight is not me living all of my God-given talents. And you woke up.
And you know what I would say to what you're saying, that potential that you just referenced that we all know is there.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is we get stuck again. Here's that theme again about being stuck.
Yeah.
We get stuck of where to start because first of all, I didn't think that I was going to be an international speaker, a John Maxwell coach. Like when I saw that picture, that's not necessarily the potential that I thought was in there. I just knew more was in there and I just had to find a point to start. So the point where I started was my health, was myself as far as my mindset, right? And I said, you know what? Let me transform this. Let me change the way that I'm thinking so that I can change who it is that I see. Because we know the proverb that says, as a man thinketh, so is he, right? That's where I started. And I think that's probably the biggest dilemma is, yes, we feel that inkling of greatness inside of us because it's something that we all have. However, we're not sure of where to start, so we just stay in the comfortable place of that mediocrity or that mundane.
Wow. Great answer. Oh my gosh. That was great. So it's like that. It's like we joined a gym yesterday. My wife and I, a family thing, right? And where we live, it's in the middle of nowhere, so there's very limited options. And this morning I did not go to the gym because it just doesn't work. It's just not part of the. It's not real.
Right.
But I need to go to the gym. Start using it, and I'm going to, right? But there's a lot of people who, like, they know they got to get started. Get started, right? I'm 50 years old. Like, I got to get started on some things. I haven't accomplished what I want to accomplish. I'm nowhere near it, right?
Right.
How do you, in your coaching, how do you get those people to move? Because I do coaching too, right? And one of the biggest challenges I see is people don't do what I tell them. Like, hey, we go through this. I ask you a lot of questions. You tell me what you want to fix. And I start, we develop a plan and a strategy and you don't implement. Well, that's on you, right?
Absolutely.
How do you get those people to move, to go?
So what I do, so let's say if I were talking to you, for example, because it's a great example about going to the gym and making it happen, right?
Yes.
So what I always do is after I've identified the problem, first we need to understand why it's important to you. Like, we all know the general idea of, I want to lose some weight or I want to get toner, or my wife and I know that it's a good thing to do. That's great.
Yeah.
But we need we need to go down to a personal conviction. And I'll share one with you that was actually my first client because I thought I was going to be a health coach, right? Because I had gotten,
you got the degree for it.
Right? So I had lost 50 pounds and, everyone was like, how'd you do it? So I'm like, I'm going to be a health coach, right? And so my first client was over 350 pounds. And now she is under 200 pounds.
Wow.
And so what did it though, like we would have these sauna sessions. So after we worked out, we'd go in the sauna and I'd ask her about her why. And at first she's like, of course, clearly I'm obese. I'm on medication. I need to get off meds, stuff like that. And one day she said, Marie, I want to be able to go to the fair with my husband and actually get on the rides.
Oh, wow.
She said, I want to be able to fly on a plane and not feel bad for the person who's sitting next to me, or not feel uncomfortable because of their remarks or their whispers because they're sitting next to me.
Oh, wow.
Right? So that's a whole, I'm getting chills right now, because that's a different level of why, right? Like she had been overweight all of her life. And she said, you know, like I've been dieting, you know, trying to diet since I was 16 years old. She was 33. She said, I want to actually do it this time. Like, I'm tired of doing another diet and seeing people, you know, seeing the look in their eyes, knowing that I'm going to quit again.
Wow.
So now at this point, what I have is the ammunition to hold you accountable. Because when you tell me you don't want to go to the gym this morning, or it's not convenient to your schedule, then I want to remind you about the why that was deep enough, right?
Wow. Wow. You freaking rock. Like, seriously. Holy crap. All right, I got to go. I'm going to the gym. Y'all finish this up on your own.
That's right. That's what's going to inspire you, you know, to shut up whatever it is that's holding you back. It's when you go within. There's a saying that says, if you fail to go within, you will go without. And I believe that that's where you get your motivation. If you fail to go within, you'll go without your motivation. You'll go without your breakthrough. You'll go without whatever it is that you want in life, because you're not going within. It's not out here. It's not in me. It's not in Les Brown. It's not in all the giants that we listen to. Yeah. It's inside of you.
Yeah. Wow. Holy moly. I told y'all she'd bring some fire. She is bringing it. It is raining fire. Wow. So wow. I'm like kind of blown away. This is awesome. You got it. You got it. So okay, where was I? We were talking about the gym.
Yes.
Like, I want to go work out so bad right now, it's ridiculous. But anyway, so let's talk about, so you started this journey for a year learning about yourself. Is that when you started the John Maxwell stuff?
So I did, after I started the John Maxwell stuff year 2, and when I started working with other people, I would be more intentional about self-leadership. That's my passion. Like, John Maxwell is a leadership guru. He does so much for, you know, corporate settings and training on all that good stuff. But I wanted to know how to be a leader of my own life. Like, I honestly had no intention on growing a platform or an audience or really leading anybody, because I thought that was where my father went wrong, trying to lead other people, right? So I just wanted to master all of those principles so that I could lead myself and teach other people how to lead themselves, because self-leadership is the greatest form of leadership.
Sure, absolutely. So you start, and so at some point you just decided to start working with other people.
Right. As they would come to me, I started, of course, I was doing it for free at first, because I didn't, you know, I'm still doing hair. So it was nice, though, when my clients started booking appointments around their challenges instead of their actual appointments. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, you're not due for another 2 weeks. What are you
What are you doing?
Right. So they would say, you're good at this, you need to look into it. And I'm like, no, I'm actually comfortable behind your head. I render a service, you pay me, you leave, that's good enough.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
That's how my leadership starts and finishes.
Oh,
but
my gosh.
it was so strong. Like, it became like, as I saw people winning and getting their breakthrough, I'm like, man, maybe I can help more people. Maybe we can go further, right? Maybe other people can now start transforming their lives and then being a light to others, and we can really make a change out here. Wow.
So this is one of the best interviews I've ever done, in my opinion. Wow. So, and it's not because of me. So So okay, so you just start like you were pushed into it. Like this isn't like you were pushed, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So so you started doing the coaching, you started working with others. I know you do a lot of speaking, public speaking too. Let's talk
Yeah.
about that.
So with that platform, I started coaching and I was actually in the fetal position just to kind of give you how big of this push was.
Yeah.
When I decided to give up my beautician business and close it down, it was December 31st. And I was literally before my last client in the fetal position crying because I'm leaving something that I was really good at, that was really comfortable for me, but I knew that I couldn't do both at the same time. Right.
Wow.
So then I started that journey of understanding that whole business, understanding how to market yourself and all of that good stuff that came with networking. I never had to do that. Like my clients went out, someone saw their hair, it was all word of mouth, right? So
Yeah.
the platform built, especially with the Shut the Fear Up message, that really built out onto how I can help other leaders reconcile that fight that they have within them, feeling as if they're living two different lives. Like that's what I wanted to reconcile. That's what I felt like the value I could add to the world because I understood what my father went through. He had to be one person on the pulpit, and then all the frustrations that he experienced were coming out on us. Right?
Uh-huh.
Like, we were getting the tail end of it. And so I help leaders reconcile that. So I have an HR partner from a very popular or well-known hospital in Jacksonville where I serve her and her teams as far as reconciling those issues that they have as the leaders, as carrying that persona, that image of strength and power,
Yeah.
and also helping them learn communication skills, helping them grow their leadership so that they're not having to micromanage all the time, helping the people find their why, the teams. So it's been amazing. I've been to Barbados. I've been, in the Caribbean all over and everywhere. I mean, so many different states in the United States just speaking on self-leadership and shutting the fear up.
Wow, that is incredible. So do you have an agent that books you or you just get called on?
I just get called on a lot through social media.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've actually been thinking about that whole agent thing. I
Yeah.
need to learn about that, especially
Yeah.
with my children. Like we're so involved in what they do. I love what I do in speaking, but I've definitely considered like maybe I need to get somebody.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely do. I have some connections for you in that. So, um, so like I'm just blown away. Everybody on here, by the way, is saying your energy is ridiculous, which it is.
Oh my
It's
God!
like you haven't even seen the Facebook stuff yet. Wait till you see all these comments. It's
Oh my
insane.
gosh, tell them the hashtag shut the fear up.
Yeah, somebody hashtag it. Shut the fear up. So,
That's right.
so what's going on now? What's happening now?
So now we're going into a phase where accountability is at like my heart of everything. So coaching is not something that, especially with my children are junior Olympians, so we're traveling all over with their sports stuff. But accountability is my passion in helping people really get through. We all know enough. Like that's what people want me to write a book. They want me to do all these things. And I'm like, you know what? I see a ton of books behind you, right? Like we all know
Yeah.
the good we ought to do. It's being accountable to doing it. That's the bigger piece. So I'm really excited about going into a season where we have a platform where people are held accountable. We know what your why is, and we're really helping you stay to completing it, seeing it to the end, because there's nothing like the win. There's nothing like the taste of the fruit, right? Of where it is that you want to go. So we need to get more people there. And so that's what we're working towards launching in 2019 is that platform where, and I have to tell you, that was my biggest fear. I'm just overcoming it because of my issues with leadership. I didn't want people to follow me too much. It's actually hard to find me, like to actually connect with me further than Facebook Messenger,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to make it easy. I'm like, everybody just do your own thing, okay? Shut the fear up and go back home. Leave me, figure it out. But I realized that I was doing people a disservice because the accountability, the energy that they get in just being connected, is what fuels it. It's not that I have to I didn't want to have to spoon feed anybody. And then, of course, those expectations, right? Not being able to meet your expectations. And now I look like the bad guy. You're still thinking about your dream, and I'm tied to why you failed it. But I want to surround myself. I want to be able to bring the people closer that already have the passion.
Yeah.
They just need a little bit more, that's who I was. I just needed a little help. I needed a show like yours, Ken, so that I can know that I can break through those walls. I needed to hear that little bit more to get me there. And if I can help one more person do that, then I have to set up the platform for it.
Wow. And you have that set up?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. January is the release date.
So, and everybody on Facebook, by the way, like my buddy, I don't know if you know Brian Hess or not, but he owns a really big company in Pittsburgh, and he wants to meet you. He wants to connect with you. So, there's so many people on here that like, okay, so. And somebody else asked where to get that shirt.
Oh, yes. I'll put the link up. You can actually donate through Bonfire. We're setting it up through Bonfire. So that way you can help support the children we work with that are going back to the Junior Olympics. So we'll definitely set that up.
Oh, my gosh. So let's talk about your amazing family, your amazing children.
They're awesome. They're so awesome. And the thing that I'm the proudest of, and is honestly, and you can always tell the pattern about my history or my background, which is what it all ties into. I wanted to build a platform that my family could support.
Yeah.
I knew what it was like, being in the church and sitting and knowing what just happened in my home last night, right?
Yeah.
But everybody else praising and celebrating my father on that stage. And so I wanted to build a platform that my children were the fruit of, and they were my first cheerleaders. They were my biggest fans because they know that in the home, it was the same level of passion. It was the same energy that I was giving out that I was sharing with other people. So when I see my children succeeding in life the way they are, and when they're going around, they'll tell me to shut the fear up sometimes. They'll tell me, Mom, thank you for the positive mindset, Mom. You need to have a relentless winning mindset, Mom. I'm like, okay, this is something that can last. Because if you're not doing something that is genuine, right, throughout every area of your life, it's not going to last. And that's what my father could have been. He could have had a mega church.
Wow.
Based on the influence he had, but because the foundation wasn't solid. And that's why I love teaching leadership and training on that. When your foundation is solid, then you can truly go as far and as wide as your potential shows. Wow. So that's what I love in seeing about them. My daughter, my second born, is a 2-time All-American medalist in the Junior Olympics.
That's insane.
It started... Here's the kicker. It started with her running off the line because of fear and anxiety.
Wow.
So the same shut the fear up message that we bring out to people, that we empower teams with, it's in my own family. And honestly, I wasn't big into sports. You saw that at the beginning of this interview.
Yeah, right.
But so I was like, you know what? Maybe my children aren't into sports. Like my daughters, especially. We have my son. He came out doing push-ups. Okay, like we knew he was gonna be an athlete. But my girls, I'm like, maybe they're not into sports. Maybe they're a bookworm like me. But when I saw how the fear was crippling them in sports, I was like, hold up, maybe this is an opportunity to use to use this particular situation as a way to teach them how to overcome that fear, how to build up their confidence, because she's the middle child. We all know the middle child syndrome, right?
Yeah.
How they kind of get lost and all of that. Maybe we could use this as a tool to really bring out the potential that I knew was inside of her. And it worked like magic. All we had to do was break down what I teach to adults and to teens. We had to break it down to their level. And it worked faster than it does with adults.
Wow. That's insane. So you like, and as you already know, like, I gotta tell everybody, right before the interview started, right before we went live, my wife comes walking in and says, "Are her kids? Her kids are the runners, right?"
Yeah. Are you Nala's mom? When she said my baby's name, I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
I know. She knew your bit. What's her name again?
Nala.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, that's insane. So your kids are famous on Facebook even. Wow. So, wow. So, like, okay, everybody, by the way, wants to know how to find. She said Jasmine and Nala are the girls. She knows. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Maybe I should have had her interview you.
I'm her biggest fan. Like, that's just.
I know. We'll be on vacation or go somewhere, and like 6 months later, she'll go, "You remember Robbie, the waiter at the restaurant in blah blah?" And I'm like, "What? What?" Like, she remembers names. It's insane. But she, yeah, she's a big fan. So everybody wants to know, number one, how to follow you. Like, everybody wants to know that. How do they follow you?
Okay. So normally if you hashtag Shut the Fear Up, it'll come back to me. Marie Cochran, of course, my name. I like to keep things simple, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Instagram, it's Shut the Fear Up.
Yeah.
On Twitter, it's Shut the Fear Up.
And I think we follow each other on every one of those platforms.
Absolutely. So following you.
Let me ask you this, because I mean, I could talk all day. I mean, we've covered a lot of stuff, and you are, my gosh, your energy is ridiculous. For the person who is, I don't know if you've ever been through this, but like where maybe the person comes to you and they say, "Marie, life is horrible. My electric's getting shut off tomorrow. I had my car repossessed last week. I don't know how I'm going to feed my kids. All of these things are going wrong." You ever been through anything like that in life?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you say to that person? Male, female, doesn't matter. They're stuck. They just don't. They only have 2 pennies to rub together, and they don't know what to do. What do you say to get them? Because and I know that it's mindset. 1,000% starts there, and that's what's going to generate the thoughts that generate the activity that generates the cash, right, that generates everything. Right? What do you say though to that person?
You just said something so powerful. Hold on. Thoughts that generate. I'm a note taker.
I love it.
Activity.
I'm working on that.
Because it's the process. It's exactly what it is that people need to do. So you just said, it starts with thoughts that generate activity, correct?
Yeah.
So, and that goes to mindset. However, what doesn't happen is that when we're in a fearful situation, when we're in a bad situation like that, we tend to shut down. But what people need to do is wake up in that situation.
Oh.
So I love the movie. Of course, I'm going to butcher the title right now. I think it's called Insurgent or Divergent. Do you know what movie I'm talking about?
No. I do, but
people in the comments will probably know. It's
Divergence?
A movie about creating. Yes, it's a movie about creating factions. There were a whole bunch of factions created, and so the government were separating people into different groups.
Okay.
And there were these group of people that were called the Divergents. That's what the movie was called.
Okay.
So They were the ones that couldn't be controlled. And they were the ones that the government were worried about because, and the thing about them was that in a fearful situation, oh, I'm getting excited.
I love it.
In a fearful situation, they woke up and they wouldn't shut down. Like that's what the guy in the movie that had a crush on her, that liked her, like he said that in fearful situations, you wake up instead of shutting down, because that's how the government was able to control different people. They found out what their fear was, and then from there they could control them with that. But in our fearful situation, when the light bill's about to get cut off, you're about to go through bankruptcy, you just lost your car, or you just lost your house, or maybe your family is falling apart. Oh, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. It froze up for a second. There you go. You're back.
All right.
Your energy's shutting down the internet.
So in that situation where we're wanting to shut down, we need to wake up and be aware. We need to wake up and say, what is working right now? What do I have that's available to me? Because there's something. We know all the greats that have been through those situations, but it was something. Like they decided to take one more step. They decided that, you know what? I'm 3 feet from gold. I'm not going to turn back around now. Maybe I don't have this or I don't have that, but I have this hammer and I can knock one more time, right?
Yep.
So that's what we have to do is in your fearful situation, don't shut down. Don't let it be that you're allowing it to cripple you. Instead, decide that I'm going to wake up. Decide that I'm going to find one thing to be grateful for so that I can start that energy of positive thinking so that I can continue to roll that out. And then it becomes a snowball effect. Like we were created to win. I don't believe that God created any one of us and said, you know what, Ken, I created you, but I'm not sure what's going to happen with you, right? Like I wasn't fully awake during your process, so you may be a dud. No, right? I believe that he's just a little smarter than us, right?
Yeah.
Just a bit more intentional, where he created all of us with that seed of success, but it's up to us to wake up in those fearful, in those depressing, in those hard situations so that we can start seeing those breadcrumbs that are going to lead to our amazing story.
Wow. Like you wait until you read these comments. I can't even, like, holy moly. Okay, so I gotta go. I got stuff to do now. I'm just kidding. This is unbelievable, Marie. You are. I already knew it because I had the privilege of sitting in a private meeting with you in Miami, and I already knew. I knew it. I said it. This chick's gonna bring some fire, and you did. Oh my gosh. So, what last words of if everybody that watches this, if this is the very last time that they're going to hear you say something to them to get them fired up, to get them over the hump, give it to them. Let them know right now.
I'm excited. So what I would say, because it's something, and I tell people this, like whenever I work with people, I always want them to understand that we're running together. I'm not sitting on a throne or at a higher level than you and encouraging you to get to where I am, because every single day that you're not growing, we know you're dying, right? We know that we're created to grow and challenge ourselves. And this morning, okay, so hot off the press, this is what I've challenged myself with, because I'm even in a season where I'm growing to the next level. And there's 2 things that I told myself that I wrote down today that I have to do. So this is what I'm going to share with everyone listening, right? Every level you get to, you have to remember that you have to continue to stop apologizing. Because every time we get to a certain level of success, we're kind of like gauging what people are saying, right? We're kind of wanting to kind of tailor to what it is that they're based on this new level that we've never been on before, right? We kind of want to do it based on what other people say works or not. Negative, right? Shut the fear up, right? Shut the fear up and do you, because that's what people are looking for. People are looking for genuine. People are looking for people that want to be themselves unapologetically. Like, do not apologize. Right? Do not apologize for who it is that you are. Do not stop at go for somebody else. You keep going and be who it is you're going to be so that you can leave that trail so that they can get there whenever it is that they're ready. But it's your time right now. So shut the fear up and get to it.
Oh, I'm going to be like, I can't wait for you to read these comments. Like I'm officially like I'm your new biggest promoter and fan. Like you go, girl. That's all I wanted to say. Like just go. Like everybody's saying it on here. You are on fire. Marie, you're incredible, and I knew you were gonna bring it. I didn't know you were gonna bring this though. Holy moly! So wow. I'm speechless, kinda almost like, and I don't think I've ever been like this is unbelievable. So I need to connect you with Lisa Copeland if you don't know her already. Y'all need to be connected. She's a big time speaker. And she has she talks about she has a private Facebook group, as a matter of fact, where there's like almost 3,000 or 23, I don't know, members in it, called Big Sellers Mastermind, and she's constantly talking about being unapologetically fierce. And y'all, like, she's a client of mine and one of my best friends. I love this woman. Y'all need to connect for real. You are not going to believe the connection you guys have. So
awesome.
Marie, I don't even know. Sandy Lewis is on here saying, "Ken, get to the gym." I'm booked. I can't till tonight, but I am going today. But so,
that's right.
Right. So Marie, from the bottom of my heart, like, wow, thank you so much. You brought so much fire. And everybody go, if you just joined, I am very sorry for you that you just jumped in. Make sure you go back and watch this replay because this woman just brought some fire. I mean, big time. Big time. Wow. And follow her. Hashtag shut the fear up. Look it up everywhere. Right. That's where she is. You're going to find her on every platform by typing in hashtag shut the fear up. Follow her, support her in her journey. Share this out because I promise you, every one of you watching this, 5 people that needed to hear this message. So Share it out. Don't be selfish. Share this out. Marie,
and we're going to put up a link for the bonfire link so everyone who wants a Shut the Fear Up shirt can get it and support the children that are going to the Junior Olympics next year.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. All right, listen, I'm going to, it's Kevin Naylor. He was crying earlier, he said. So, like, this is like what you were saying. You brought some serious fire. This will be out on the Binge Network's TV. It's also will be on iTunes later on as well. So this is a podcast on iTunes, Breakthrough Walls. So thank you so much, Marie. I really, really genuinely appreciate you.
Listen, let me give you a shout out because I see what you're doing. I love this show, and I think everyone should follow this show because this is how the breadcrumbs that I was talking about, like that little bit of light that we all need to see so that we can take that first step.
Yeah.
It's tuning into this that you truly figure out how to break through that wall. So I want to thank you and your family, your wife for, helping, giving you that space so that you can, do this and just supporting you and helping you come up with the name, which I love. Right?
She came up with the name.
She what now?
I said she came up with the name.
Right. So, it's so important. It's so important for us to tune into shows like this. I was watching other shows and taking notes that you had already put out because this is what we need right now.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for doing this.
Oh gosh, thank you. I'm honored. I am beyond honored. So thank you. I don't thank you for those words, but thank you. So everybody who watched this, I don't think I need to interview anybody else ever again. I'm just
Oh my
kidding.
God.
I'm kidding. This was that like now all my future book guests are going to cancel. I'm just teasing. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who shared this out, who watched. We have 600 hearts on here, and I
Oh
don't
my
think I've ever
goodness.
had a show with that many hearts. So that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Okay. You guys have an awesome day. Marie, don't hang up on Skype. We will see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you so much. And thank you, Marie. Make sure you follow her. Follow her. See you guys.